Yeah, this is Max Romeo alongside DJ Bruno against fascist and racist ignorance. Fascist son of the morning, Bruno gonna chase you out of earth. Yeah, yeah. DJ Bruno put on an iron shirt and chase the fascists out of earth. Bruno put on an iron shirt and chase the fascists out of earth. Bruno send them to outer space to find another place. Bruno send them to outer space to find another place. Fascist is a evilous man, but him can't choke sit on a man. So when I check him, I lost in hand, and if him flip, I go with him man. Bruno put on him iron shirt and chase the fascist out of earth. Yes, Bruno put on another shirt and chase the racists out of earth. Bruno send them to outer space to find another place. Yes, Bruno send them to outer space to find another place. Oh na na, oh na na. Alright.
That's what we should be saying about it. We also want to see completely transparent with people, telling people that there isn't going to be a fascist presence today. However, we would never trust the fascists. We know that they're more than capable of organising a flash mob to try and intimidate people. As a result, we've got people at the other hotels who are outside observing to see if the fascists are there. And if they are, we might need to move to go up to that hotel to defend the people there. But this hotel, as it stands, doesn't look as if the fascists are coming. It's great to see so many people turn out today. It's very important that we make a stand, because what we're seeing is a ramping up of racism by the showing governments, ripping up hatred, demonising refugees and asylum seekers. They want to blame them for austerity, for the cuts, for all the problems that working class people face. And at the same time, they want to organise lynch mobs to attack people in their places of safety. Talk about a crisis of immigration into Britain. That's absolute rubbish. What you have is a crisis of capitalism. In Britain, you have a crisis of capitalism internationally, you have a crisis of imperialism. It's the wars, it's the economic pressures, it's the sort of it's capitalism that's in decay, that's at the root of a lot of these problems. It's not the poor individuals who arrive here on the boats. It's not the poor people who are forced to flee their homes when they've got, American bombers and British bombers and Israeli bombers sort of raining down death and destruction on them. You can't blame people for fleeing from there. Or giving it to dress.
And they will. I am sure that we'll be all prepared to respond, from Marxists to anarchists, even to left reformers. We will join together against fascism, because history has taught us that there is no place for sectarianism in the fight against fascism. And I think it's important to remember, as many people have already said, that they only feel so bold because of the current climate. We should be far more worried about the man in a £1,000 suit than a skinhead in trackies. The skinhead is just a symptom of a much larger problem.
The thing is, while activities like this stop fascism on our streets, it will never stop fascism and racism entirely. Because it's a bigger issue. It's a government issue. For the last 2 years I've lived in a youth hostel. While there, I've saw refugees and immigrants come and go. They're promised a change in this country. They escape regimes like the Taliban and come here and they're thrown in a room. They're given fake birthdays such as the 1st of the 1st, 2005. but they can be controlled. I've seen ones that they've been there for 3 years, they've got no citizenship, they've got no cards, they can't work, they can't get any money, they're given a little bit of money which is constantly decreased. They're forced to illegally work, which means that they can be sent back. So while we can stand on the streets and while things like this stop it temporarily, it'll never fully stop it. It's a government issue, it's a capitalism issue.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, racist borders have to fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, racist borders have to fall.
Now England, what is there to be proud of? You can't see a doctor, you can't put your heating on, you can't go anywhere because the price of petrol is sky high. The benefit system is an absolute joke. The poor are getting poorer and the rich are getting richer. And who's to blame? Well, the right-wing government would have you believe that it's the fault of refugees. Those tiny number of people risking their lives to cross the channel in flimsy dinghies. Is it them, or is it the incompetent, greedy, self-serving Tory government? The cash-grabbing, divisive Tory government. The current asylum system's not even fit for purpose. It's broken. And you know who broke it? Tories. Yes, the Tories. 13 years in government and they've failed to invest in any proper process and infrastructure. And that's not just my opinion. A Home Affairs Select Committee said that the asylum system is overwhelmed. Not because of flimsy dinghies, but because of a lack of funding since 2013, which has caused a huge backlog in the system.
Tonight, but I did want to just give my solidarity up from Stockton. I'm from a group actually called Housing Action Teesside, and in the housing system in Stockton, we see that when people are moved out of hotel accommodation, they are all too often put in shoddy private rentage or company control, companies like G4S making a massive profit out of this dilapidated, overcrowded housing in which people are squeezed into. All too often, the housing system is used as a means of exploitation and control over asylum seekers and migrants more generally. The homelessness sector, exactly the same. If you see what the government's been doing over the last few years, it's been introduced rules in 2020, I don't know if people heard, where for people over in this country on certain visas, being a rough sleeper is breaking your conditions of entry into the UK, which could leave you liable to deportation if you seek help. And with this homelessness crisis, with this cost of living crisis, with more and more people being forced onto the streets, we are seeing all of these issues coming up again and again.
We spoke to the hotel, and what we did say to them is that if the fascists don't turn up, we don't want to be here all day. We want to let these people go about their business in peace. Thankfully, as I said at the beginning, many of them have been taken out for the day as a precaution, which I think is very good. But we don't want to be hanging around here forever. What we certainly don't want to do is make these people feel any more under pressure than they already feel. So it's very important that and we're going to have one last speaker, with a photographer who wants people to come up here so we can have a group photograph. And if you don't want to be part of that, then that's fine. You know, there's no pressure. So,
hello, thank you so much to everyone that's shown up today, to all of the organisations who have come here to stand up for asylum seekers, to say that asylum seekers are welcome here. And we stand with asylum seekers who are put in the firing line of this government's racism. North East Frontline Patriots, who are just one group who aim to make asylum seekers' lives miserable. We came here today to counter them. They're not here, and I think that is a win, but we have to keep the pressure on and we have to keep our eyes fixed on the far right wherever they do it.
refugees are welcome here!
Say it loud, say it clear!
Refugees are welcome here!
Say it loud, say it clear!
Refugees are welcome here!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
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 up off our streets!